Chapter 3 The Taj Mahal, Sunday 15th, July 1990. Bombay and Camden Town. Attention, please. Can I have your attention? Some attention if you don't mind. If you could listen. Don't throw things. Listen, please. Please. Attention, please. Thank you. Scott Mackenzie settled on his bar stool and looked out at his team of 8 staff, all under 25, all dressed in white denim jeans and corporate baseball caps, all of them desperate to be anywhere but here. The Sunday lunchtime shift at Loco Caliente, a Tex-Mex restaurant on the Kentish Town Road, where both food and atmosphere were hot, hot, hot. Now, before we open the doors for brunch, I'd just like to run through today's so-called specials, if I may. Our soup is that repeat offender, the sweet corn chowder, and the main course is a very delicious and succulent fish burrito. Scott blew out air through his mouth and waited for the groaning and fake retching to subside. A small, pale, pink-eyed man with a degree in business management from Longborough. He had once hoped to be a captain of industry. He had pictured himself playing golf at conference centers or striding up the steps of a private jet, and yet just this morning he had scooped a plug of yellow pork fat the size of a human head from the kitchen drains. With his bare hands, he could still feel the grease between his fingers. He was 39 years old, and it wasn't meant to be this way. Basically, it's your standard beef stroke, chicken stroke, pork burrito, but with, and I quote, delicious moist chunks of cod and salmon. Who knows? They may even get a prawn or two. That's just awful, laughed Patty from behind the bar, where he sat cutting limes into wedges for the necks of beer bottles. Bringing a little touch of the North Atlantic to the cuisine of Latin America, said Emma Morley, tying on her waitress's apron and noticing a new arrival appearing behind Scott, a large, sturdy man, fairly curly hair on a large, cylindrical head. The new boy. The staff watched him warily, weighing him up as if he were a new arrival on G-Wing. On a brighter note, said Scott, I'd like to introduce you to Ian Whitehead, who will be joining our happy team of highly trained staff. Ian slapped his regulation baseball cap far back on his head, and raising an arm in salute, high-fived the air. Yo, my people, he said, in what might have been an American accent. Yo, my people? Where does Scott find them? Sniggered Patty from behind the bar, his voice calibrated just loud enough for the new arrival to hear. Scott slapped a palm on Ian's shoulder, startling him. So I'm going to hand you over to Emma, our longest-serving member of staff. Emma winced at the accolade, then smiled apologetically at the new boy, and he smiled back with his mouth closed tight. A Stan Laurel smile. She'll show you the basics, and that's it, everyone. Remember, fish burritos. Now, music, please. Patty pressed play on the greasy tape deck behind the bar, and the music began. A maddening 45-minute loop of synthetic mariachi music, beginning aptly enough with La Cucaracha, the cockroach to be heard 12 times in an 8-hour shift. 12 times a shift, 24 shifts a month, for 7 months now. Emma looked down at the baseball cap in her hand, the restaurant logo, a cartoon donkey, peered up at her goggle-eyed from beneath his sombrero. Drunk, it would seem, or insane perhaps. She settled the cap on her head and slid off the bar stool as if lowering herself into icy water. The new guy was waiting for her, beaming his fingertips jammed awkwardly into the pockets of his gleaming white jeans, and Emma wondered once again what exactly she was doing with her life. Emma, how are you, Emma? And what are you doing right this second? We're 6 hours ahead here in Bombay, so hopefully you're still in bed with a Sunday morning hangover, in which case, wake up, it's Dexter. This letter comes to you from a downtown Bombay hostel with scary mattresses and hot and cold running Australians. My guidebook tells me that it has character, i.e. rodents, but my room also has a little plastic picnic table by the window, and it's raining like crazy outside. Harder even than in Edinburgh. It's chucking it down, Em, so loud that I can barely hear the compilation tape you made me, which I like a lot, incidentally, except for that jangly indie stuff, because, after all, I'm not some girl. I've been trying to read the books you gave me at Easter, too. Though I have to admit, I'm finding Howard's End quite heavy-going. It's like they've been drinking the same cup of tea for 200 pages, and I keep waiting for someone to pull a knife or an alien invasion or something. But that's not going to happen, is it? When will you stop trying to educate me, I wonder? Never, I hope. By the way, in case you hadn't guessed from the exquisite prose and all the shouting, I'm writing this drunk. Beers at lunchtime. As you can tell, I'm not a great letter writer, not like you. Your last letter was so funny. But all I will say is that India is incredible. It turns out that being banned from teaching English as a foreign language was the best thing that ever happened to me, though I still think they overreacted. Morally unfit? Me? Tove was 21. I won't bore you with all that sunrise over the Hindu Kesh prose, except to say that all the cliches are true. Poverty, tummy upsets, blah, blah, blah. Not only is it a rich and ancient civilization, but you wouldn't believe what you can get in the chemist without a prescription. So I've some amazing things. Oh, so I've seen some amazing things, and while it's not always fun, it is an experience. And I've taken thousands of photographs, which I will show you very, very slowly when I get back. Pretend to be interested, won't you? After all, I pretended to be interested when you banged on about the poll tax riots. Anyway, I showed some of my photos to this TV producer who I met on a train the other day, a woman. Not what you think, old, mid-30s. And she said I could be a professional. She was here producing a sort of young people's TV travel show thing, and she gave me her card and told me to call her in August when they're back again. So who knows, maybe I'll do some researching or filming even. What's happening with your work-wise? With you work-wise? Are you doing another play? I really, really enjoyed your Virginia Woolf, Emily, what's her name play when I was in London. And like I said, I think it showed loads of promise, which sounds like bullshit, but isn't. I think you're right to give up acting, though. Not because you're not good, but because you so obviously hate it. Candy was nice, too, much nicer than you made out. Send her my love. Are you doing another play? Are you still in that box room? Does the flat still smell of fried onions? Is Tilly Killick still soaking her big gray bras in the washing up bowl? Are you still at Mucho Loco or whatever it's called? Your last letter made me laugh so much, Em, but you should still get out of there because while it's good for gags, it's definitely bad for your soul. You can't throw years of your life away because it makes a funny anecdote. Which brings me to my reason for writing to you. Are you ready? You might want to sit down. So, so Ian, oh, it ended. Okay. So, Ian, welcome to the graveyard of ambition. Emma pulled up the staff room door, immediately knocking over a pint glass on the floor. Last night's fags suspended in Lager. The official tour had brought them to the small, dank staff room which overlooked the Kentish town road, packed already with students and tourists on their way to Camden Market to buy large furry top hats and smiley face t-shirts. Loco caliente means crazy hot. Hot because the air conditioning doesn't work, crazy because that's what you'd have to be to eat here, or work here, come to that. Mucho, mucho loco. I'll show you where to put your stuff. Together they kicked through the mulch of last week's newspapers to the battered old office cabinet. This is your locker. It doesn't lock. Don't be tempted to leave your uniform here overnight either, because someone will steal it. God knows why. Management flip if you lose your baseball cap. They drown you face down in a vat of tangy barbecue relish. Ian laughed, a hearty, slightly forced chortle, and Emma sighed and turned to the staff dining table, still covered with last night's dirty plates. Lunch hours are 20 minutes, and you can have anything from the menu except the jumbo prawns, which I believe is what's known as a blessing in disguise. If you value life, don't touch the jumbo prawns. It's like Russian roulette. 1 in 6 will kill you. She began to clear the table. Here, let me, said Ian, gingerly picking up a meatily smeared plate with the tips of his fingers. New boy, still squeamish, thought Emma, watching him. He had a pleasant, large, open face beneath the loose straw-colored curls, smooth, ruddy cheeks, and a mouth that hung open in repose. Not exactly handsome, but, well, sturdy. For some reason, not entirely kind, it was a face that made her think of tractors. Suddenly he met her gaze, and she blurted out, So tell me, Ian, what brings you down Mexico way? Oh, you know, gotta pay the rent. And there's nothing else you can do? You can't temp or live with your parents or something? I need to be in London. I need flexible hours. Why, what's your stroke? My what? Your stroke. Everyone who works here has a stroke. Waiter, waiter stroke artist, waiter stroke actor. Patty the bartender claims to be a model, but frankly, I'm doubtful. Well, said Ian in what she took to be a northern accent, I suppose I'd have to say that I'm a comedian. Grinning, he played his hands either side of his face and gave them an end of peer waggle. Right. Well, we all like to laugh. What, like a stand up or something? Stand up mainly. What about you? Me? Your stroke. What else do you do? She thought about saying playwright, but even after 3 months, the humiliation of being Emily Dickinson to an empty room still burned bright. She might as well say astronaut as playwright. There was as much truth in it. Oh, I do this. She peeled an old burrito from its carapace of hardened cheese. This is what I do. And do you like it? Like it? I love it. I mean, I'm not made of wood. She wiped the day-old ketchup onto a used napkin and headed for the door. Now let me show you the toilets. Brace yourself. Since I started this letter, I've drunken? Drunk? 2 more beers, and so am ready to say this now. Here goes. M, we've known each other 5 or 6 years now, but 2 years properly, as you know, friends, which isn't that long, but I think I know a bit about you, and I think I know that what your problem is. And be aware that I have a lowish 2.2 in anthropology, so I know what I'm talking about. If you don't want to know my theory, stop reading now. Good, here it is. I think you're scared of being happy, Emma. I think you think that the natural way of things is for your life to be grim and gray and dour, and to hate your job, hate where you live, not to have success or money, or God forbid a boyfriend. And a quick desertion here, that whole self-deprecating thing about being unattractive is getting pretty boring, I can tell you. In fact, I'll go further and say that I think you actually get a kick out of being disappointed and underachieving because it's easier, isn't it? Failure and unhappiness is easier because you can make a joke out of it. Is this annoying you? I bet it is. Well, I've only just started. Um, I hate thinking of you sitting in that awful flat with the weird smells and noises and the overhead light bulbs, or sat in that laundrette, and by the way, there's no reason in this day and age why you should be using a laundrette. There's nothing cool or political about laundrettes. It's just depressing. I don't know him. You're young, you're practically a genius, and yet your idea of a good time is to treat yourself to a service wash. Well, I think you deserve more. You are smart and funny and kind. Too kind, if you ask me. And by far the cleverest person I know. And am drinking more beer now, deep breath. You are also a very attractive woman. And more beer. Yes, I do mean sexy as well, though I feel a bit sick writing it down. Well, I'm not going to scribble it out because it's politically incorrect to call someone sexy because it is also true. You're gorgeous, you old hag, and if I could give you just one gift ever for the rest of your life, it would be this confidence. It would be the gift of confidence. Either that or a scented candle. I know from your letters and from seeing you after your play that you feel a bit lost right now about what to do with your life, a bit rudderless and oarless and aimless, but that's okay. That's all right because we're all meant to be like that at 24. In fact, our whole generation is like that. I read an article about it. It's because we never fought in a war or watched too much television or something. Anyway, the only people with oars and rudders and aims are dreary bores and squares and careerists like Tilly Bloody Killick or Callum O'Neill and his refurbished computers. I certainly don't have a master plan. I know you think I've got it all sorted out, but I haven't. I worry too. I just don't worry about the dole and housing benefit and the future of the Labour Party and where I'm going to be in 20 years' time and how Mr. Mandela is adjusting to freedom. So, time for another breather before the next paragraph because I've barely got started. This letter builds to a life changing climax. I wonder if you're ready for it yet. Somewhere between the staff toilets and the kitchen, Ian Whitehead slipped into his stand up act. Have you ever been in like a supermarket and you're in the 6 items or less queue and there's an old lady in front of you and she's got like 7 items and you stand there counting them and you're like so angry? Ay caramba, mumbled Emma under her breath before kicking open the swing doors to the kitchen where they were met by a wall of hot air that stung their eyes, acrid and infused with jalapeno peppers and warm bleach. Loud Acid House played on the battered radio cassette as a Somalian, an Algerian, and a Brazilian prized the lids of white plastic catering tubs. Morning, Benoit, Kamal. Hiya, Jesus, said Emma cheerfully, and they smiled and nodded cheerfully back. Emma and Ian crossed to a notice board where she pointed out a laminated sign that showed what to do if someone choked on their food. As well they might. Next to this was pinned a large document, ragged at the edges, a parchment map of the Texas-Mexico border. Emma tapped it with her finger. This thing that looks like a treasure map? Well, don't get your hopes up because it's just the menu. No gold here, compadre, just 48 items, all the different permutations of your 5 key Tex-Mex food groups. Minced beef and beans, cheese, chicken and guacamole. She traced her finger across the map. So moving east-west, we've got chicken on beans under cheese, cheese on top of chicken under guacamole, guacamole on top of mince on top of chicken under cheese. Right, I see. Occasionally, for the thrill of it, we'll throw some rice or a raw onion in, but where it gets really exciting is what you put in it. It's all to do with wheat or corn. Wheat or corn, right. Tacos are corn, burritos are wheat. Basically, if it shatters and burns your hand, it's taco. If it flaps around and leaks red lard down your arm, it's a burrito. Here's one. She pulled a soft pancake from a catering pack of 50 and dangled it like a wet flannel. That's a burrito. Fill it, deep fry it, melt cheese on it, it's an enchilada. A tortilla that's been filled is a taco, and a burrito that you fill yourself is a fajita. So what's a tostada? We'll get to that. Don't run before you can walk. Fajitas come on these red-hot iron platters. She hefted a greasy, rigid iron pan, like something from a blacksmith's. Careful with these. You wouldn't believe how many times we've had to peel a customer off of these. Then they don't tip. Ian was staring at her now, grinning goofily. She drew attention to the bucket at her feet. This white stuff here is sour cream, except it's not sour. It's not cream. Just some sort of hydrogenated fat, I think. It's what's left over when they make petrol. Handy if the heel comes off your shoe, but apart from that, I have a question for you. Go on then. What are you doing after work? Benoit, Jesus, and Kamal all stopped what they were doing as Emma readjusted her face and laughed. You don't hang about, do you, Ian? He had taken his cap off now and was turning it in his hand and a stage suitor. Not a date or anything. You've probably got a boyfriend anyway. A moment while he waited for a response, but Emma's face didn't move. I just thought you might be interested in in a nasal voice. Unique comedy stylings, that's all. I'm doing a finger apostrophes gig tonight at Chortles at the Frog and Parrot in Cockfosters. Chortles? In Cockfosters. It's Zone 3, which seems like Mars, I know, on a Sunday night, but even if I'm shit there, are still some other really top-notch comics there. Ronnie Butcher, Steve Sheldon, and the Kamikaze twins. As he spoke, Emma became aware of his real accent, a slight, pleasant West Country burr, not yet wiped away by the city, and she thought once again of tractors. I'm doing this whole new bit tonight about the difference between men and women. No doubt about it, he was asking her out on a date. She really ought to go. After all, it wasn't like it happened very often, and what was the worst thing that could happen? And the food's not bad there either, just the usual burgers, spring rolls, curly fries. It sounds enchanting, Ian, the curly fries and all, but I can't tonight, sorry. Really? Even song at 7? No, but really. It's a nice offer, but after my shift here, I'm wiped out. I like to go home, comfort, eat, cry. So I'll have to give it a miss, I'm afraid. Another time, then. I'm playing the Bent Banana at the Cheshire Cat in Balham on Friday. Over his shoulder, Emma could see the cooks watching. Benoit laughing with his hand to his mouth. Maybe another time, she said kindly but decisively, then sought to change the subject. Now this, she tapped another bucket with her toe. This stuff here is salsa. Try not to get it on your skin, it burns. The thing is, running back to the hostel in the rain just now, the rain is warm here. Hot even, sometimes, not like London rain. I was, like I said, pretty drunk, and I found myself thinking about you and thinking, what a shame Em isn't here to see this, to experience this. And I had this revelation, and it's this. You should be here with me, in India. And this is my big idea, and it might be insane, but I'm going to post this before I change my mind. Follow these simple instructions. Number 1, leave that crappy job right now. Let them find someone else to melt cheese on tortilla chips for $2.20 an hour. Put a bottle of tequila in your bag and walk out the door. Think what that will feel like, Em. Walk out now. Just do it. Number 2, I also think you should leave that flat. Tilly's ripping you off, charging all that money for a room without a window. It isn't a box room, it's a box. And you should get out of there and let someone else wring out her great big gray bras for her. When I get back to the so-called real world, I'm going to buy a flat because that's the kind of overprivileged capitalist monster I am. And you're always welcome to come and stay for a bit, or permanently if you like, because I think we'd get on, don't you? As you know, flatmates, flatmates. That's providing you can overcome your sexual attraction to me. Ha ha. If the worst comes to the worst, I'll lock you in your room at nights. Anyway, now is the big one. Number 3. As soon as you've read this, go to the student travel agency on Tottenham Court Road and book an open return flight to Delhi to arrive as near as possible to August 1st, 2 weeks' time, which, in case you've forgotten, is my birthday. The night before, get a train to Agra and stay in a cheap motel. Next morning, get up early and go to the Taj Mahal. Perhaps you've heard of it, big white building named after that Indian restaurant on the Lothian Road. Have a look around, and at precisely 12 midday, you stand directly under the center of the dome, which, with a red rose in one hand and a copy of Nicholas Nickleby in the other, and I will come and find you, Em. I will be carrying a white rose and my copy of Howard's End, and when I see you, I will throw it at your head. Isn't that the greatest plan you've ever heard of in your life? Ah, typical Dexter, you say. Isn't he forgetting something? Money. Plane tickets don't grow on trees, and what about Social Security and the work ethic, etc., etc.? Well, don't worry, I'm paying. Yes, I'm paying. I'm going to wire the money to you for your plane ticket. I've always wanted to wire money. And I'm going to pay for everything when you're here, which sounds swanky, but isn't because it is so damn cheap here. We can live for months, Em. Me and you. Heading down to Kerala or across to Thailand, we could go to a full moon party. Imagine staying awake all night, but not because you're worried about the future, but because it's fun. Remember when we stayed up all night after graduation, Em? Anyway, moving on. For 300 pounds of someone else's money, you could change your life, and you mustn't worry about it because, frankly, I have money that I haven't earned, and you work really hard, and yet you don't have money. So it's socialism in action, isn't it? And you really want and if you really want, you can pay me back when you're a famous playwright, or when the poetry money kicks in, or whatever. Besides, it's only for 3 months. I've got to come back in the autumn anyway. As you know, Mum's not been well. She tells me the operation went fine, and maybe it did, or maybe she just doesn't want me to worry. Either way, I've got to come home eventually. By the way, my mother has a theory about you and me, and if you meet me at the Taj Mahal, I will tell you all about it, but only if you meet me. On the wall in front of me is this massive sort of praying mantis thing, and he's looking at me as if to say, shut up now, so I will. It's stopped raining, and I'm about to go to a bar and meet up with some new friends for a drink. 3 female medical students from Amsterdam, which tells you all you need to know. But on the way, I'm going to find a postbox and send this before I change my mind. But because I think you coming here is a bad idea, not because I think you coming here is a bad idea. It isn't. It's a great idea, and you must come. But because I think I might have to have said too much. Sorry if this has annoyed you. The main thing is that I think about you a lot. That's all. Dex and M and Dex. Call me sentimental, but there's no one in the world that I'd like to see get dysentery more than you. Taj Mahal, 1st August, 12 noon. I will find you. Love, D. And then he stretched and scratched at his scalp, drained the last of his beer, and picked the letter up, tapped the edges together, and laid the stack solemnly in front of him. He shook the cramp of his hand, 11 pages written at great speed, the most he had written since his finals. Stretching his arms above his head in satisfaction, he thought, this isn't a letter, it's a gift. He slid his feet back into his sandals, stood a little unsteadily, and steeled himself for the communal showers. He was deeply tanned now, his great project of the last 2 years, the color penetrating deep into his skin like a creosoted fence. With his head shaved very close to the skull by a street barber, he had also lost some weight, but secretly liked the new look. Heroically gaunt, as if he'd just been rescued from the jungle. To complete the image, he had acquired a cautious tattoo on his ankle, a non-committal yin and yang that he would probably regret back in London, but that was fine. In London, he would wear socks. Sobered by the cold shower, he returned to the tiny room and dug deep in his rucksack to find something to wear for the Dutch medical students, smelling each item of clothing until they lay in a damp, ripe pile on the worn raffia rug. He settled on the least offensive item, a vintage American short sleeves shirt, and pulled on some jeans, cut off at the calves and worn with no underwear so that he felt bold and daredevil. An adventurer, a pioneer. And then he saw the letter, 6 blue sheets densely written on both sides. He stared at it as if an intruder had left it behind, and with his new sobriety came the first twinge of doubt. Picking it up gingerly, he glanced at a page at random and immediately looked away, his mouth puckered tight. All those capitals and exclamation marks and awful jokes. He had called her sexy. He had used the word desertion, which wasn't even a proper word. He sounded like some poetry reading sixth former, not a pioneer, an adventurer with a shaved head and a tattoo and no underpants beneath his jeans. I will find you. I've been thinking about you. Dex and M and Dex. What was he thinking? What had seemed urgent and touching an hour ago now seemed mawkish and gauche, and sometimes frankly deceitful. There had been no praying mantis on the wall. He hadn't been listening to her compilation tape as he wrote. Had lost his cassette player in Goa. Clearly the letter would change everything, and weren't things just fine as they were? Did he really want Emma with him in India, laughing at his tattoo, making smart remarks? Would he have, would he have to kiss her at the airport? Would they have to share a bed? Did he really want to see her that much? Yes, he decided, he did. Because for all its obvious idiocy, there was a sincere affection, more than affection, in what he had written, and he would definitely post it that night. If she overreacted, he could always say he was drunk. That much at least was true. Without further hesitation, he packed the letter into an airmail envelope and slipped it into his copy of Howard's End, next to Emma's handwritten dedication. Then he headed off to the bar to meet his new Dutch friends. Shortly after 9 that night, Dexter left the bar with Renee von Houten, a trainee pharmacist from Rotterdam with fading henna on her hands, a jar of a jar of temazepam in her pocket, and a poorly executed tattoo of Woody Woodpecker at the base of her spine. He could see the bird leering at him lewdly as he stumbled through the door. In their eagerness to leave, Dexter and his new friend accidentally jostled Heidi Schindler, 23 years old, a chemical engineering student from Cologne. Heidi swore at Dexter, but in German, and quietly enough for them not to hear. Pushing through the crowded bar, she shrugged off her immense backpack and searched the room for somewhere to collapse. Heidi's features were red and round, like a series of overlapping circles, an effect exaggerated by her round spectacles, now steamy in the hot, humid bar. Bad-tempered, bloated on Diacalm, angry with the friends who kept running off without her, she collapsed backwards on a decrepit rattan sofa and absorbed the full scale of her misery. She removed her steamy spectacles, wiped them on the corner of her t-shirt, settled on the sofa, and felt something hard jab into her hip. Quietly, she swore again. Tucked between the ragged foam cushions was a copy of Howard's End, a letter tucked into the opening pages. Even though it was intended for someone else, she felt an automatic thrill of anticipation at the red and white trim of the airmail envelope. She tugged the letter out, read it to the end, then read it again. Heidi's English wasn't particularly strong, and some words were unfamiliar. Desertion, for example. But she understood enough to recognize this as a letter of some importance, the kind of letter that she would like to receive herself one day. Not quite a love letter, but near enough. She pictured this M person reading it, then rereading it, exasperated but a little pleased too, and she imagined her acting upon it, walking out of her terrible flat in the rotten job and changing her life. Heidi imagined Emma Morley, who looked not unlike herself, waiting at the Taj Mahal as a handsome blonde man approached. She imagined a kiss, and Heidi began to feel a little happier. She decided that whatever happened, Emma Morley must receive this letter. But there was no address on the envelope and no return address for Dexter either. She scanned the pages for clues. The name of the restaurant where Emma worked, perhaps, but there was nothing of use. She resolved to ask at the reception of the hostel over the road. This was, after all, the best thing that she could do. Heidi Schindler is Heidi Klaus now, 41 years old. She lives in a suburb of Frankfurt with a husband and 4 children and is reasonably happy. Certainly happier than she expected to be at 23. The paperback copy of Howard's End is still on the shelf in the spare bedroom, forgotten and unread, with the letter tucked neatly just inside the cover, next to an inscription in small, careful handwriting that reads, "To dear Dexter, a great novel for your great journey. Travel well and return safely with no tattoos. Be good or as good as you are. Bloody hell, I'll miss you. All my love, your good friend Emma Morley. Clapton, London, April 1990. The end. Thank you for listening. That was really good. But oh my gosh, who said, Sergio, how did you know I was out of breath? I was trying to hide it. I am so out of breath today. Mm. And it's like I woke up really cold and now I'm really hot. And I don't know why. Just anyway, why would you ever get a Woody Woodpecker tattooed on your tailbone? What's wrong with you? I just like pictured that and was like, ah, no, that's awful. A jar of what? I don't, yeah, I don't know. I definitely get tongue-tied when I'm more out of breath, but no, I don't mean to rush. I love reading. It just kind of takes it out of me. I'm gonna go ahead and blame my asthma for that, but I don't know if that's the reason, but it's fine. Hot. Um, yeah. It was way better when I did that with Wind in the Willows was fun. I'm kind of a fast reader, I've been told. I've slowed down quite a bit, if you can believe it. Like years ago, I was a lot faster, and my dad was like, I can't tell what you're saying. And I'm like, okay, I'll try to slow down. But yeah, I don't know. This book is definitely, I need to slow down even more with this book. It's a lot more like, wait, who's talking? Or I don't know. They'll use words that I'm pretty I would say I'm pretty well read, but they'll use words I'm not sure about because it's based in London, or both the main characters are from London. So I don't know. They've got like different ways of talking about things and stuff that I'm like, what? So yeah, yeah. A jar of what? Wait, which part was there a jar of something? Oh no, I bent the page. Yo, I'm stupid. I bent the page. Oh no. I gotta buy it. How much was this? Oh fuck. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. I gotta go out and buy it. She can't know. Oh no, that looks so bad. She's gonna freaking kill me. Yeah, we're gonna go buy it. I'm gonna buy it and give her the new one. But that's not good. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm borrowing this from my sister, and she's like, don't bend a single page. Like, even the way I'm holding it to read it, it's like, it's obviously gonna bend a little, just holding it open. That had me worried. Now I'm fucked. Okay, wait. What was the jar of, when did you say that? Jar of, uh, there was like a bucket of sour cream and a bucket of salsa. Man, I love that it like switches back and forth. She's totally gonna know. I mean, she's like, this is her favorite book ever. She's very like, and she's way better than me at like taking care of her books. So she's gonna know. This guy. I'm just gonna go buy it. I wanted to own this anyway, so it's fine. I love that it goes back and forth. Like they're always writing letters to each other. Sort of like tell you what she's up to while he's writing her a letter, and then it'll switch back to what he's up to while she's writing him a letter, and I really like it. But anyway, what's the yeah, like the different places are hard to know. He said chortles at the Frog and Parrot in Cockfosters. But what is that? Or like places in India that I don't really know how to pronounce. I'm very geographically challenged, so that those are kind of hard for me. But if your sister watched the stream, she'll see my comment and say, "Look at this little bastard." No. uh, okay. I guess now I'm gonna like feel free to bend all the pages. I'm just gonna have this as my personal copy. I'm gonna buy her a new one. Hang on. I gotta see where she got that. Okay, a jar of something. Hmm. I'm so curious. I don't remember saying jar ever. Bruh, but it's like the most annoying thing when I stutter over a word and I go back to try and read it and I stutter again over the same word. I did that. And I was like, I just need to stop for a second. I hate that. I stumbled upon, oh, which word? Which one? Um, I gotta text my grandma. Also, tell me why. Do you guys watch or have you ever have you guys seen Avatar: The Last Airbender? Jar of blank. Hold on, I'm looking. Was it like closer to the end of the chapter? Because I don't know when you sent that comment. So, um, why is my hair doing this like curl thing? That's new. The bald kid, yeah. Tell me why. I've seen that show. I don't even know how many times. Yeah. It's like very nostalgic for me, and I have a lot of younger siblings, so they also watched it a lot, so I've seen it so many times. So I know every second of the show and all of that. Tell me why I was watching it today, just like in the background, like I was doing stuff and like washing my face, and it's the episode where they're in the desert and at the end they're stuck in the desert because Appa was stolen. And at the end of the episode, they find the people that stole Appa. And when Aang finds out, they muzzled and sold him. And he like goes into the Avatar state because he's so angry about it. Tell me why I was crying like an hour ago watching that. I've seen it so many times. I mean, it's such a sad part, but it's like, why am I crying right now? It's crazy. Where is the jar? I wish I could do control find. Yeah, this book is definitely a little bit harder to read out loud, but it's so good. I'm so glad we're reading it. For real. Um, it happens to all of us. It's so sad. Skylo, oh, loved it. Okay. It's so good. I love that show. It never really gets old for me. But I'm crazy. I don't know if it's that crazy. I don't know anyone like this, so I feel crazy. But I have to have like something going on while I'm doing stuff. Same with like I can't sit down and just watch a movie or show. Like I have to be doing something while watching it. So while I'm doing things around the house, I need a show playing or music or something, but mostly like a show. So that I have like another form of like stimulation going on. I don't know why, but Toph. No, it's just that moment, that one specific moment. Like he's like, "You muzzled Appa," and he like goes into the avatar state, and the way that like Katara knows that he's in so much pain, and that's why it induced the avatar state, and she like pulls him back down and hugs him, and he's crying. Like it's such a moment. I'm not sad because Toph is blind because she's a badass. I'm just like, I love Appa too. I felt that. But anyway, um, um, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, so I need to actually sit down and watch a bunch of movies and shows I haven't seen yet, but because I need something playing in the background of doing stuff, like I'm a major multitasker, um, I rewatch a lot of stuff too. So I'm not really watching it, you know. I can't do that with like a new show because I might miss something, so I'll play like a sitcom I've already seen or Avatar or I don't know. What? I feel like someone stole your dog or cat. Yeah, I guess it's just more that like I love Appa specifically. It's got nothing to do with like I could relate to that. It's more like I get so invested in all the characters that I'm like, yeah, I'm heartbroken with you, Aang. But anyway, um, hang on. I really want to know where that jar thing came from. Oh, never mind. Fuck. It's like trying to find a word in a word search. I'm just gonna skim till I find it. Hmm. This is such a good chapter. Honestly, though, I think it's because I hate Woody Woodpecker so much. If you're gonna get a cartoon character on your tailbone tattooed, that's the worst choice. He's the most annoying cartoon character. Maybe. It's pretty close. I'm trying to think of someone more annoying. Ugh. Mm-hmm. How are you guys though, by the way? Are we just so happy it's Friday? I am. I went to a party last night and I'm very happy I didn't work today because I stayed up quite late. But I didn't get drunk. Mm. I really just expected I was going to, so look at that. Okay, also I need an idea. Yay. I also need an idea. Every year my grandmother gets us a book for Christmas. And she asks us like what book we want. So I don't know what book I want this year. You guys think of any good books? Like right off the top of your head? Because I asked her for this one, but now I need to buy the exact same copy to replace this one. So I'm gonna ask her to get me something different. Because I don't know if she's gonna get this one, the exact one. So they're so cute. Anyway, that sounds lovely. Really? Is it really? Okay. I'll look into that. I gotta see what it's about. It sounds so, what's the word? Cheerful. No, it sounds intriguing, actually. Hold on. I don't know. Whoa, I opened the page right on it. Look at that. Okay. Oh, it's a Nobel word. Hang on. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. That sounds really good. Cool. I know there's another one too. I feel like I wanted to start a list or I did start a list and I don't remember. But there's one that I've been wanting to read. If I don't make a list, I will not remember. I don't know. Maybe it was. I did get Little Women. I would have asked her for Little Women, but I just found it for $2. So maybe it's like I already have all the books from my childhood that I would want to own, I think. Until one day an old memory gets unlocked and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that. But I recommended the Game of Life and how to play it. What's too small to be a book? Oh, the Game of Life? Wait, what? Yo, okay, whatever. What is that? Oh, the book was. Oh, wow. That's interesting too. You guys are so like scholarly. YouTube extra? Am I like required to answer you? The light we lost is best. The light we lost? Is that the name of a book? Ooh, hold on. You guys are cool. You have cool ideas or suggestions. Okay. I mean, thank you. I'm just me. Oh, it sounds like that one's getting a movie, but I might be wrong. Oh gosh. I don't mind saying my age. I just don't see why it matters. Another, yo, nobody ever said 20. Loki, I kind of wish I was still 20 because, well, I wish I was still 20. No, I don't wish. I'm sorry. That's stupid. But if I could go back to being 20, I would want to still have all of these memories and wisdom that I have currently. I wouldn't want to go back to like how I was when I was 20. Definitely not. That was a rough age. I used to lie about a lot of stuff. About stuff that didn't even matter. Why I lied so much. It was so weird. Don't start making. You literally asked me. He's asking you your question. The Light We Lost is a good book. Okay. It's a cool name. Hang on. Your journey of it does sound cool. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and that's oh wait. Never mind, I did that wrong. There we go. I just don't really feel like it, honestly. Arguing with people about nonsense. I don't really have the energy. Okay. I'm thinking. Because after this book, I kind of want to do. I kind of do want to do Little Women. I know it's a really good story, so we'll see. Um, my day. So last night I went to my work Christmas party and it was lovely. It's really fun. And then I went out after the party with some coworkers and that was fun. So I stayed at one of my coworkers' houses. Um, and I got home this morning at like 7 a.m. and I went right back to bed. And so I've only been awake for like 4 hours. So it's been a good day. I cuddled with my dog. That was nice. Cleaned my room. Uh, I wore these like big ass heels last night, and they kind of I don't want to say they messed up my feet. Like they're really easy to walk in, but I suppose when your feet are like on your tiptoes all night, the next day they're bound to hurt a little. So I like soaked my feet in hot water and that felt nice. So it was a good day. um, see my sister or my family. We're about to go hang out at my sister's house. So that'll be nice. I don't know what we're gonna do, but it'll be nice. And tomorrow I wanted to do a craft day. Which is so funny because which I'm literally I told her I was like I'm always down for a craft day. But like every weekend, if I don't have any other plans, which I never do, every weekend I go see my family and we inevitably have crafts and art and stuff. So she's like, do craft day on Saturday as if I don't come every Saturday and do crafts anyway. But so tomorrow we're having a craft day at the house, which will be fun. And then today, ooh, I need to text my dad. Today is my dad's birthday. Tomorrow is my brother's birthday. The next day is my brother's birthday. And whatever day the 11th, Wednesday is my mother's birthday. So Sunday, we're celebrating all the birthdays. So that'll be fun. So it's a whole family weekend, which is how all my weekends look. So love to see you again. Yes. I'm planning on Wednesday streaming again. Thank you. Yeah, I have to think of a book. The Light We Lost sounds good. Honestly, all the ones y'all suggested sound really good. I have to think about it before I tell her what to get me. It's like it's like 20 cards to make. Yeah. Have you seen my cards yet? I made birthday cards for my parents, and then I've made so far 2 Christmas cards. I still need to make 3. I have 3 more cards to make for Christmas, and then I'll be done. And then I have 2 more things to paint for some gifts for my siblings. And then I'll be done. I have all my Christmas shopping done. So, yeah. I saw a few. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I did show those. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did I show you the really cute one I just finished? It's so cute. Hold on. I'm actually so happy about it. Hold on. It's this one. Okay. Oh, they're so nice. Yay. This is a new, like, design I've never tried, but I really like it. So, it goes like this. Okay, it's a little bear, and he's climbing the ladder to put the star on the tree. I really like it. Yeah. I kind of like can't get over it. I really like it. But yeah. Um what was I thinking? Uh yeah, that's gone. I lost my train of thought, sorry. Yay. Thank you. I really like it. But yeah, we have so one of the cards I still need to make for my big sister. I have one older sister, so she's getting a card that I'm gonna use all of this paper for. Like, she's like, I asked her what her favorite colors are, and she said, all the colors, as many colors as possible. So I got like these two, and I'm probably not even gonna need to use. I got like all these solid colors picked out, but I think I picked out so many decorative like pattern papers that I'm not even gonna need to use these. But I might try to incorporate them anyway. We got rainbows, we got confetti, and I don't know, spots. We got whatever that is. Whoa. We got, yeah. And what else? What is that? Pretty yellow. This is like, oh yeah, these two are like anyway. I think I'm gonna make her like a 3D Christmas tree. We'll see. That's the plan. I'm gonna see if it works, but I'm excited. Dude, I love going to like any craft store and just looking through all their decorative paper. I'll buy like so much paper and drop. I think I've dropped like $50 before on just paper. And then um Honestly, I could buy so much at a craft store. There's so many things that I'm always wanting. But yeah, and then I need to make a there's this card I want to make for my little brother where you since it's a Christmas card, it's gonna be a little Christmas tree that's like dangling, and when you open it, the tree like spins really fast. That's the idea. So I'm excited. Hopefully the string doesn't break. The last time I made that, it was for my sister and it was a heart. So the heart spins when you open it and it was perfect. And then the string like broke. So it can't spin anymore. So hopefully I get that like I do that better for the next one. But the last one I needed to make was for my other sister and I haven't figured out what design I want to do for that yet. Let's see. Yeah. But yeah, this year I decided I was gonna make a card for everyone in the family. So if you didn't, yeah. So it was either like you'll get a birthday card or you'll get a Christmas card. So yeah. But yeah. Um, I'm still trying to think of what I was gonna say that I forgot. But that's okay. Um, yeah. I don't know. I'm stuck on it, but it's okay. Um, if you have any more, those book suggestions were great. Thank you. I will think about those. I have to like decide. But if you think of any more that you really like, or like, I don't know if I want a book for our next read aloud or a book that I need to read by myself, kind of. So last year I got the best book. It's so good. I already read it. But Cheesecake. My brother is obsessed with cheesecake, actually. That's so funny. I already got him a gift though. But yeah, if you think of any more, I kind of want like because our last book was so like happy and uplifting and like wholesome, and I kind of want one like that again. But I might just do Little Women. I haven't decided, but I need more books like that. It's so nice. I might get oh, I literally just got a really good idea. Um, I like cheesecake when it's like chocolate. Cheesecake is freaking good. It's so rich. Like it's really hard for me to eat a whole piece, kind of. But anyway, I just thought Wind in the Willows. Did you guys listen to any of the Wind in the Willows read alouds? It was so I think Skylo did for sure. I don't know if Sergio caught those, but there's another one. It's the Willows in Winter. I want to get that. I might ask for that. No one can read it. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I'll think about it. Mm. Anywho, how long have I been on? Red velvet cake. Do you know I love carrot cake? Carrot cake is solid. I really like carrot cake. It's been a while. Just one. Oh, oh, okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, that was a really good one. And doing the different voices was so fun. Like this book is so much harder to do different like distinct voices for each character. If I can tell it's a man speaking, I'll kind of deepen my voice a bit, but like and I'm so mad because I don't know all the different accents there are from where they're coming from in the book. Like I know Emma, they said she has a like Cockney British accent. I can't do that, and I'm annoyed. So every time they specify like how someone speaks, I'm not able to differentiate and like adapt their voice to that. So that makes me annoyed, but it's fine. I was off by many chapters. That's okay. But yeah. So Wind in the Willows was fun because I was able to create a lot of different voices for the characters. But I don't know. Now I really want to do that. We'll see. We still have, I don't know how many. Ooh. We have 20 more chapters in this book, and then I'll have to figure out the next one. But hmm, hmm, it's okay. Sorry, I really like this book. Okay, 23 total. Yes, yes, it says. Yeah, I was trying to make sure I had that math right. Okay, well, I'm gonna go see my family, but I hope you guys have a lovely day, lovely weekend, stay safe, all that. Um, I'm planning on streaming again on Wednesday. It is Friday. On Wednesday, sorry. Yeah, because what am I doing next? I don't think I have any plans yet next week, which is lovely. This week I had something to do every single day, and I'm exhausted. So Wednesday, I'll see you guys again. Yeah. All right. All right, boys. Stay safe. I love you guys. For reals. Have a good time.